Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm James Tetreault here with your West Ag Grain Market update for July 12th, 2018. Well, we've had a beautiful week here in southern Ontario and a break from the scorching heat to get wheat harvest well underway, and first indications from growers seem to be that the wheat has good test weight and good grain quality, but yields seem to be lower than expected, averaging around that 80 to 85 bushel mark. We are pegging wheat harvest to be around 60% completed here in southern Ontario. And if you're putting wheat in the bin and are looking for some pricing options, don't hesitate to give us a call and see if we can get you an attractive price. So moving along to the grain markets, and today the USDA released its July WASDE report. Today's report also marked the last time that news outlets have pre-release access to these reports. So the biggest takeaway from this report would be that the old saying is true: small crops get smaller and big crops get bigger. And today the crop is getting bigger by the day. The USDA increased the US corn production to 14.2 billion bushels and soybean production to 4.3 billion bushels, while also slashing exports by 250 million bushels, which means soybean ending stocks are now at 580 million bushels. That's compared to the 385 million bushels that were indicated back in June's report. They also increased soybean global ending stocks for both old and new substantially. Those numbers could revert back, but only if China becomes a big buyer of US beans again in the near future. However, if China finds a new producer, and there's been a lot of chatter that maybe they could, and perhaps convincing the Black Sea grain producer to start growing beans instead of wheat, the US could find themselves looking desperately for buyers. So in today's report, the USDA also released their corn and soybean yield averages. They boosted soybean yields to 48.5 bushels per acre and left corn yields flat at 174 bushels per acre. That also lowered the US farm gate price for beans to $8 and corn to $3.30. So with no new big buyers in sight, and weather models indicating more so normal temperatures and average rainfall across most of the US, the crop looks to be well on its way to higher yields, and any weather scares, whether it be hot and dry during pollination or too much rain, seem to be zero. And so banking on a weather rally to be part of your selling strategy this year seems unlikely. So as we discussed before, continue to set some new pricing targets, and don't hesitate to discuss with your grain advisor what those new targets are, as there could be pricing opportunities that arise quickly in this market and that can be covered at and take advantage of for you. So the market has calmed down since the report was released, and beans are surprisingly down too. Corn's up 5 and wheat's up 7. That's all I got for you folks today for today's Southwest Ag Grain Market update. I will attach a link to include the WASDE report numbers. I would also again like to invite any growers that wish to participate in the Great Ontario Yield Tour to contact their local Southwest Ag Partners representative to get more information. So have a safe and happy wheat harvest and keep the swag in ag.